Today's program, Captain One-Eye disappears.
Hello, boys and girls. Today's story is about Jack and his 4-year-old brother named Bix. They live next door to the drugstore where their father works. Sometimes when their mother isn't home, Jack takes care of Bix because his dad is too busy to watch a little boy. One Saturday morning when Jack and Bix came into the kitchen for breakfast, Mother was already lifting a beautiful cake out of the oven.
Smell that, Bix. Smells like chocolate.
Oh, boy, cake for breakfast. I want some cake.
Well, it's not for breakfast, Dick. You're going to have juice and cereal and an egg for breakfast.
But I want cake. Chocolate cake with chocolate icing.
Bix thinks he can have cake just any time, doesn't he? Cake is dessert, Bix.
You can have some later today.
Or dessert after breakfast?
Well, no, but for dessert after lunch. You know the real reason I made this cake, boys, is to give it away. But I did make 2 cupcakes for your lunch.
What about you? Aren't you going to be here?
Maybe not. That's what I want to tell you. I have to help Aunt Lucy this morning. She's going to the hospital for a few days. And that's why I baked the cake, to take your uncle and cousins.
I wish you'd bake a whole one for us.
Well, I will sometime soon. But, Jack, I want to know something. Do you think you can take care of Bix this morning while I'm gone?
Sure, I can take care of you, can't I, Bix?
Yeah, we'll play deep sea diver.
Okay, and dive to the bottom of the ocean. I'm going to look for a chest of gold in a wrecked ship like a pirate.
Me too, and I'm going to catch fish. My name will be Captain One-Eye.
Well, you better get busy on your cereal, Captain One-Eye, or you'll never make it to the bottom.
While the boys ate their breakfast, Mother iced the cake. She also made some sandwiches for Jack's and Bix's lunch and wrapped them in wax paper. Finally, after the dishes had been washed and dried, Mother said,
You will be careful, won't you? And if anything happens, get Daddy in the drugstore.
Oh, nothing's going to happen, Mom.
Well, I guess I'm ready. I'll get my coat.
Don't forget the cake, Mom.
I won't. Your lunch is in the refrigerator, but I'll try to be home by noon. Goodbye, Jack, I left a quarter on the radio. Will you and One-Eye walk up to the dime store and buy a spool of white thread for me, please?
Sure, Mom. We'll get it.
Goodbye. Thanks.
Bye, Mom.
Bye. Oh, boy, let's hunt for sunken treasure. I will find a spear.
Let's go to the dime store first. Then we'll have all morning to play.
All right, but come on right now.
Bix was in such a hurry to get to the store and get back home again that he ran almost all the way. Jack had to run, too, to keep up with him. When they came to the corner, though, Jack said,
Hey, wait a minute, Bix. You can't cross the street without looking first.
I'm in a hurry, Jack. I want to play pirate sea diver.
Just the same, you have to look out for cars. Are there any coming?
No cars.
Did you look in both directions?
Uh-huh. See, there aren't any.
Okay, let's go.
By the time they had crossed the street, Bix was running ahead again. Jack didn't feel particularly like running, but he had to. Up toward the end of the block were train tracks. The tracks with the streamliners used. Bix could hear a whistle, and he saw the crossbars coming down, so he didn't try to cross those tracks.
Boy, that's long.
21, 22, 23 cars and a caboose and an engine. I counted them.
Me too. 21, 22, 23 cars and a caboose.
Oh, Bix, you can't count. You don't even go to school.
Train was 23 cars long. Let's go after it. I want to see down the track.
We can't walk down the track. Another train might come, and you wouldn't be able to get out of the way fast enough.
Jack knew that Bix was too little to play around railroad tracks. Jack remembered the song he learned at school, a song about train tracks. This is it.
Stay away from the railroad track, that isn't the place to play. For trains go fast when they go past, and you might be in the way. Now you sing it.
Jack and Bix walked on to the dime store. When they were inside, Jack began looking for the counter where they sell thread. Bix, though, was looking for the toys. While Bix watched the balloons, Jack went over to the counter where the thread and needles and pins were. As soon as he had the thread, needle, he hurried back to the balloon counter. But Bix was not there. He was nowhere in sight. Jack looked down one aisle and up the next. No Bix. Just when Jack was about to give up, he saw a little boy standing in front of a great big fish bowl. It was Bix, watching the fish swim back and forth.
Bix, I've looked all over for you.
Look, Jack. See the orange one with black stripes? He's fast. I named him Oscar. I think he's going to eat that tiny one.
Bix, you shouldn't have left the balloon counter. I thought you were lost.
But I want to see a deep sea fish. Look how Oscar goes, gulp, gulp.
Well, come on, let's go. We have to go home. I don't want you to get lost again.
On the way home, Jack remembered something. He remembered how Bix might have been lost. The first thing he said when they got in front of their house was,
Bix, what should you do if you get lost and don't know where you are?
I'd look for you.
But if you couldn't find me, would you look for a policeman?
Uh-huh, and I'd tell him when I was lost, and he'd bring me home.
Well, you have to tell him your name. What's your name?
Captain One-Eye, and I'm a pirate sea diver.
Oh, Dick, you'd have to tell him your real name and your address.
Oh?
The policeman couldn't bring you home if he didn't know your real name.
Oh, I'd say my name is Dick Smelter, and I live on Linden Street.
Do you know what number?
It has a 20 in it.
What else?
I don't know, 20-something.
So Jack taught Bix that he lives at 2035 Linden Street. And he taught him his telephone number, too. In fact, Jack taught Bix just what to do if he should ever get lost. You know what to do, don't you, boys and girls? This is the song that tells you. Listen.
Remember your name and address and telephone number, too. Then if someday you lose your way, you'll know just what to do. Walk up to that kind policeman, the very first one you meet, and simply say, I've lost my way, I cannot find my street, but I know my name and address and telephone number, too. Then he'll be kind and help you find the dear ones who wait for you.
Well, the rest of the morning, Jack and Bix played deep-sea divers. They pretended that the walk between their house and the drugstore was a wrecked ship full of sunken treasures. They were having a wonderful time. Just then a car stopped at the curb. A lady got out. She had an envelope in her hand.
Say, young man, can you tell me, do they sell stamps in this drugstore?
Yes, they do. I know because my daddy works there. I'll come with you and show you.
In a minute or so, Jack and the lady came back out of the drugstore. The lady thanked Jack for helping her buy the stamps, and then she got in her car and drove off. Jack ran back to their wrecked ship. But Bix had disappeared again. Jack ran to the back of the house, and next door, and down the street. Bix wasn't anywhere. Then he went inside. But Bix wasn't there either. Jack was just coming up from the basement when he heard the door open.
Jack, Bix, I'm home.
Oh, Mother, I lost Bix. I can't find him anywhere.
Did you look in the basement?
Yes, he wasn't there.
Well, you answer the door. I'm going to telephone the police.
Hi, Jack.
Bix.
Hello, Jack. I didn't expect to see you again so soon.
Oh, hello. You're the lady that bought the stamps.
I've been for a ride.
My goodness, Bix, is that you?
Oh, you had us scared to death. I knew you'd be worried. You see, when I got home, I found Bix in the back seat of my car. He was sound asleep.
But how did he get in your car?
He must have climbed in when we were in the drugstore.
Yes, that's what happened. Jack was helping me buy stamps, and Bix got in the car and fell asleep.
Oh, Bix, darling, you should have known better than that.
Well, he knew enough to tell me his name and address. I thought that was pretty smart for a little boy.
I told him my name is Vic Smelter. That's really Captain One-Eye, isn't it, Jack?
That's a good name. But don't you ever forget your other one.
Mother and Jack were awfully glad to see Bix. They thanked the lady for bringing him home. But after she had left, Mother told Bix how dangerous it was to get into a car, a strange car, too. And he promised never to do it again. And then she said,
Captain One-Eye, how did you know your address?
You know how he knew, don't you, boys and girls? That's right. His brother Jack told him. Maybe after the broadcast is over, you'd like to talk about some of the ways you can help take care of little children. And maybe you'd like to answer this question. What else did Jack teach Bix besides his name and address? Goodbye, boys and girls.
Today's program, The Missing Whistle.
You could usually tell when Dick was coming along. You knew by his whistle. Sometimes it was just a couple of notes that meant he wanted some other boy to come out and play. You know, like this. And then again it might be a long, shrill whistle. That meant he was calling Pal, his black and white dog with the flopping ears. He could do better than that, though. He could whistle tunes. Yankee Doodle, for instance. That was pretty good whistling, the children in the neighborhood thought. It was good enough to be an act in the show they were giving. So Dick was picked to be one of the performers. He'd never been in a show before, and he was excited about it. He practiced with the other children. He practiced at home, too. He whistled that tune till everyone in his house was singing or humming it most of the time. Then one Friday afternoon, on the way home from school, something happened to Dick, something that made him decide not to go over to Bill's house that day to practice for the show. It was about an hour after it happened that Bill came over looking for him. Dick was sitting on the back steps with his elbows on his knees and his chin cupped in his hand when Bill came through the gate.
Hey, Dick, where'd you go at school? I couldn't find you. Huh? Oh, I went through the park. I wanted to get a drink at the fountain. But you didn't come over to my house. We were looking for you. Didn't you know we were going to practice for the show? I guess I won't be practicing for the show anymore. I'm not going to be in it. Not going to be in the show? But you have to be, Dick. The show won't be any good without you. Nobody else in this block can whistle real tunes. I can't either. Not anymore. Listen. See? But what happened? Why can't you whistle? I lost a tooth. This one, right here in front. Are you still losing your front teeth? Mine came out a long time ago, and the second ones are all grown in. I didn't lose it that way. Somebody knocked it out. I was getting a drink at the fountain, and somebody came up behind me and pushed my head down, and my tooth broke off. Who was it? I don't know. He just shoved my head down and ran away. Guess he thought it was funny. He was laughing. Anyway, it was one of my whistling teeth, and now I can't whistle anymore. That's too bad, Dick. That's tough. Still, maybe you can be in the show. Anyway, can't you do something else? I don't know. Sing, maybe. No, I don't sing very well. And anyway, some of the other kids are singing.
But after Bill had gone home, Dick thought about what he had said. He did want to be in the show. Maybe he could sing after all. He called Pal and took him up to his room with him. Then he began to practice. But Dick's singing didn't sound nearly as good as his whistling. To Pal, it didn't sound good at all. He let Dick know about it very quickly.
Hey, Pal, will you stop? I'm singing.
Pal did what he always did when Dick was cross with him. He rolled over on his back. His four legs waved in the air a moment. Then they were still. Pal was playing dead. Dick couldn't help laughing a little.
All right, Pal. Now get up and let me practice.
But Pal wouldn't let Dick practice. He rolled over and played dead when Dick scolded him. But he howled every time the singing started. At last, Dick gave in.
Okay, Pal. I won't sing anymore. Maybe it is pretty bad. I guess I just can't be in the show, that's all.
It was hard to give up being in the show. Dick felt pretty gloomy about it. But then, no one in Dick's house was very happy that evening. Dick's mother almost cried when she told Dick's father about the broken tooth. Dick's father said there was nothing funny about ducking boys while they were drinking at a fountain. Only one thing made them feel a little better. The very next day was the day Dick was to go to the dentist. The calendar in the kitchen reminded them of that. There was a big red D marked on it next to the number that stood for the date. Dick had put it there 6 months ago, right after his last visit to Dr. Gray. It meant that tomorrow was the day for another visit. So the next afternoon found Dick sitting in the high dental chair in Dr. Gray's office. His mouth was wide open, so Dr. Gray could see the space where the lost tooth had been.
Too bad you had to lose that tooth, Dick. Open a little wider. It's the sort of thing that needn't have happened. If that boy who pushed you had stopped to think, he'd have known it was dangerous to play games at drinking fountains.
Dr. Gray, could you make another tooth grow in there? Do you think?
No, Dick, I'm afraid not. Can't make teeth grow, and it's a second tooth, you know. So you won't get another.
Well, then, could you put one in? You know, a false tooth.
No, I can't do that either, Dick. Not until you're a little older, anyway. I'm sorry. You miss that tooth, don't you? I guess you don't like the look of that empty space in your mouth. Is that it?
I don't mind that so much. But I can't whistle anymore with that tooth gone. And I was going to do a whistling act in the show that we're giving. And now I can't be in it.
Oh, that is too bad, Dick. I wonder... Maybe we can think of something to do about it. But now I think I'd better have a look at the rest of your teeth. First, we'll give them a good cleaning.
Dr. Gray cleaned Dick's teeth very gently and carefully. Dick's mouth felt good when he had finished. It tingled with the peppermint flavor of the tooth powder and the pleasant taste of the flavored water which he had rinsed it. Then Dr. Gray took a little metal pick in his hand.
Now I'm going to look for cavities in your teeth. You know what those are, don't you, Dick?
They're little holes that have to be filled up. Aren't they, Dr. Gray?
That's right. Well, I'm going to look for them, but I hope I don't find any.
With the little pick, Dr. Gray felt for holes in the front part of Dick's teeth. Then he put a tiny mirror with a long, thin handle inside Dick's mouth to help him see the backs of the teeth, while he felt around for any holes that might be there. Before very long, he took the mirror out and put the pick down on his little stand.
Well, I didn't find a single cavity. That's a good record, Dick. I can tell you've been taking care of your teeth. You brush them often, don't you?
Yes, sir. Every morning and night. And after I eat, too. Whenever I can.
Good. They show it. You know, it seems a shame that a boy who takes such good care of his teeth should have to lose one and miss out on a show besides. I've been thinking about that, Dick. Could you do something else instead of whistling? How about singing?
I don't sing very well, Dr. Gray. I tried it. And even my dog didn't like it. Whenever I opened my mouth, he started crying.
He did, huh?
Yes. And then he rolled over and played dead.
No.
Uh-huh. I guess he doesn't like the way I sing.
Oh, I wouldn't let a little thing like that stop you, Dick. You can sing just as well as anyone. Go ahead and be in that show. You'll be good, believe me.
Dick went home from the dentist's office feeling much happier than when he had arrived. Maybe he could sing all right. If Dr. Gray said so, he'd try anyway. And so on the next Saturday, when the children in the neighborhood gathered in the backyard of Bill's house to see the show, Dick was with the other performers in the front row near the space that was the stage. Pal wasn't with him. He was in the kitchen of Bill's house, watching the show through the screen door. It was a good show. There were acrobatic stunts in it, and tumbling, and tap dances, and songs. Last of all came Dick's act. As he walked out on the stage, he looked across the heads of the audience to be sure Pal was still safely inside the kitchen. Then he said to the boys and girls,
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry I can't whistle anymore, but Dr. Gray, that's my dentist, Dr. Gray said I could sing, so that's what I'm going to do. Yankee do over to that, riding on his pony, suck a pepper in his head, on a smoke a roll. He gonna step in with the... Pal, did you push that screen door open? Stop that. You let me sing. Yankee doodle the tutor, riding on his pony. Oh, pal, it isn't that bad, is it? You don't need to play dead, pal. All you have to do is let me sing. Now keep still while I start over. Yankee doodle the tutor, riding Okay, pal. I give up. You win. That's all, everybody.
but that wasn't all. The children didn't want Dick's act to end. They clapped so hard that Dick and Pal had to start all over again. It was a good show, everyone said. All of it was good. But the act they liked best of all was the one with the boy who couldn't whistle and the dog who didn't want him to sing. Well, boys and girls, Dick was happy about the way his act turned out. But he still couldn't whistle, and nothing could make his broken tooth grow in again. Now, do you remember what Dr. Gray, Dick's dentist, said about Dick's losing that tooth? That it needn't have happened? Suppose you talk about that after this program is over. See if you can think of ways in which you can keep accidents like that from happening at drinking fountains and other places, so that none of you will lose a tooth as Dick did. Then suppose you talk about other ways in which you can take care of your teeth. Here's a song to help you do it.
So let's go to the dentist at least twice a year. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Your dentist is friendly, there's nothing to fear. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Let's brush all our teeth and let's brush them all right. First thing in the morning and the last thing at night. And let's go to the dentist at least twice a year. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Now you sing it. Let's brush all our teeth and let's brush it all right. First thing in the morning and the last thing at night. And let's go to the dentist at least twice a year. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Bob, boys and girls.